We're here with Director of Track and Field and Cross Country, Gene Brooks. First off, team had a strong showing at the Denison Classic, breaking 2 school records and 5 first-place finishes. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was an awesome meet. You know, we didn't even have really all of our team there. I mean, like I've said before, we kind of have one hand tied behind our back with probably 20 some of our athletes redshirting right now, but the ones that were there, it was a great day. We had a lot of first places. We had a couple, like you said, a couple school records. We had a couple of meet records, and just across the board, I mean, it was awesome. A lot of people had PRs, and the exciting thing too is, I mean, we're seeing it in every event group. We're seeing it in the throws, we're seeing it in the distance, seeing it in the sprints, the hurdles, the jumps. So we're pretty excited.
Shelby Petty took second in 800. She's been pretty impressive her 6 months on campus, coming from Iowa Central, where she led the team to an indoor JUCO national championship. Have you liked what you've seen? Is this what you expected when you brought her in?
Well, she's actually exceeded our expectations. You know, she's really surprised us, and she's coming around a lot right now, and so she's gonna be huge for us in the future, and next year be one of our, probably our best female distance runner, definitely one of our top runners, and I think, you know, be able to help us out in the Northern Sun.
You had this weekend to link in for the Frank Sevigne Invite. Can you give a quick preview? Are you expecting a lot of Division I competition down there?
There is a lot of Division I, and it's pretty tough to even get into that meet. So we have, you know, a few athletes who have gotten in. I think we have about maybe, well, not counting the unattached athletes, we have, I think, 8 or 10, probably 8 who are going to be competing down there. And I think, but somebody who stands to do pretty well, I think, is Ashley Unruh. And so I'm excited to see what she can do. And because when she ran this mile the other day, essentially she was for the majority of the race by herself. So she didn't even have competition, anybody to pull her along or anything. So Mark, Coach Hyder, and I think that she'll probably, well, she could break 5 minutes right now in the mile. She's in a, you know, competitive situation. So
kind of casual sports fans might not realize that track and field is basically a year-round sport. How do you sort of gauge where the athletes are, because you go from indoor straight into outdoor? Do you set benchmarks throughout the season? Are you looking for them to be primed and ready at the start of outdoor? Like, what's your game plan the next couple weeks?
Well, the game plan in track and field is to peak when it counts, and when it counts is the indoor national meet and the outdoor national meet. And so this year, since we don't have national meets, it's going to be the last big meet that we can get into at the end of the season. And for us this year indoor, that's going to be the Husker, or no, that's going to be the Iowa State Classic, or it's actually an NCAA qualifier, last chance qualifier, which Iowa State's going to let us into that meet. So that's going to kind of serve as our national meet. But we also, the other benchmarks are, you know, we kind of train through some meets, but then we back off a little bit and rest up for other meets. Those competing this weekend and the Husker Invite, it's such a big meet, we want them to be rested and, you know, be able to have a peak performance. But we'll continue to go on and continue to peak up until the ultimate peak at the end of the indoor season, and then we kind of start that process over again for outdoor.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.